the first ever Good Vibes season recap. So these are specials I'm going to do after each season. I know seasons 1, 2, and 3 are going to be well after they've been done, but they're going to be more reflective on how those seasons went and everything. So obviously, I wrote up several of the thoughts what I'm dealing with, and obviously, and everything. So probably the first thing is like everyone has wondered where do you actually store your Good Vibes episode ideas, and I have my little notebook over here on the side of me where I store all of them and where I write down what I want to say or something. And it's kind of fun how some of them of the later episodes never actually had like a theme. I just like came up with something ad lib at the time, which is kind of how some of most episodes are at times in the later seasons. But it also allows me to choose out what topics I want to talk about and everything. It also allows me to work out with some of the guestings. So probably the first few people wondering about why did I start getting vibes? And I think that's probably a solid question to ask a lot of people, which is I started out of necessities during this pandemic because, well, one, we all need some positive vibes and everything. So I originally would have thought of renaming the show Positive Vibes, but then, like, no, Good Vibes sounds better. So that's how the name came to be. And so that's how it came to be and such. And the ideas behind it were more of inspired by John and Mark Cronin from John's Crazy Stocks with their slogan, Spread Happiness, and Jar Smirsky and Dave Thomason up in Long Island, New York, who are the host and executive producer of Sounds Like Autism. And there were great people supporting that cause as well in that. And it's worth saying it was a great idea doing it. This podcast and everything really was actually more of a vlog, technically, at the start of the whole thing. And I was like, okay, I have none of the equipment to do all this high tech podcasting stuff, and I don't really know how to even do vlogging myself. It's like literally I was trying to do this all on my own. So like I just thought of Instagram, my personal Instagram to do it. And then it sort of came to me like eventually like, okay, Good Vibes needs its own stuff to do things and keep my personal stuff separated from it to make it more fun and exciting. So I think one thing kind of coming out of the ideas for by season one is basically just thinking of what was also kind of like what do we need to talk about during this time because when the pandemic was going on, people were like, we're working from home and everything. Like I was totally working from home. I was literally kind of actually trying to keep myself even uploaded, and I just realized like I just need to give some people some positive vibes and everything, or as we call it, good vibes in the show officially. So it's kind of fun to say that it's worked out the way how the seasons have worked out have been very well, and I didn't think there'd be like a major following. Honestly, like there's still not a major following yet for it. I'm slowly getting there, and obviously, it's kind of cool to see how Good Vibes has evolved throughout the season. So focusing solely on the season one things is like how I even came up with the ideas. Like as I say, they were just what was on my mind at the time, but also what was going on in the pandemic, which was raging at the time. It was kind of interesting and everything. So it was pretty intense to think about what we're talking about, and it's worth saying that yes, there's a lot of things we go on with, and it's kind of normal what we're dealing with during these times. And like some people were like, obviously we had to talk about the first line responders and everything. Like there were certain things I had to talk. I felt that were appropriate to talk about. As for the, and those were mostly just the appreciation and support eyes. Those were like either planned out very well. When it came to the positive eyes and later on the uplifting vibes, which later on came on in season 3, that was more like I just got inspiration from our people for what to say and everything, and it was worth saying, hey, let's redo this and such. So it's all worth saying that those were all great ideas, and they all work out. Like obviously, Jar Smirsky was kind of a few inspiring people in some of them, obviously in them, and then some were just more ad lib and such. And like it was just like what I could come up with at the time. So honestly, Good Vibes at the time is sometimes more ad lib than anything, but I think that's the point sometimes because being ad lib in a blog makes it more authentic, I guess. Even though I should totally write scripts and I would be better following scripts, but sometimes I'm better off just being more ad libbed, honestly. And so that's how that worked. Now, obviously, the biggest question I think a lot of people ask is why I choose Instagram. Like, well, one, at the time I didn't know I could have done Zoom and everything for it. I didn't know I could do all these fun graphic designs and everything. I was like, okay, I'm just trying to get off the ground, obviously, folks. And so it's worth noting that it was kind of like Instagram was like the thing to do because I saw people doing it. Like, okay, I'm gonna do Instagram live. I know I was gonna get some live people doing it. Like, and then I decided, oh, let's just save the videos and put them on IGTV, and it worked out well. Now, obviously, during one of the original episodes of season one. There, my coworker Novi did came on to be a guest for one, and that was technically, you could say, the actual first guest of Good Vibes. Though technically, I would say the more formal one will end up happening in season two of John and Mark Cronin of John's Crazy Socks, but also throwing into the fact that one, that the guest idea came out more in season three, and in season four I've only had one guest. I'm still working on it. I've been trying to diversify it quite a bit in the guest realm. Still, I'll be honest that one, guests were more of an after. We're not really fought in season one, to be honest with you folks, and specials weren't. Like obviously there was another special that ended up happening, which was with the Spectrum Designs Foundation's, or is it Spectrum Bigs? I forgot which one it is now, but I think it's actually Spectrum Bigs. This is part of me there, folks, for reading it for a second. It's Spectrum Bigs stimulus package, and actually there were a lot of good things in there. I really liked them, and I actually do support Spectrum Designs Foundation, what they do ever, because I'm friends with Josh Mirsky, who works in Spectrum Designs, but also Dave Thomas, who works in Nicholas Center. And like I'm like, what they do is amazing things. So it's a great thing to see how their products came out, and it's all worth how they did. Now, honestly, some people are wondering, if you did Instagram Live, why didn't you come up with some crazy background or anything? Well, one, I was in my bedroom doing the whole time doing things, so like it was kind of like, yeah, I was more at the time like doing what I thought was on my mind. Like most of the time, why? And some people may ask, why you always do it in the morning? Because well, that's probably the best time for people to watch things. Now, obviously, there's sometimes I may have done an afternoon episode every now and then, but realizing the morning's probably the better viewing time for people. But there's some studies on that, of course. But I just chose the time at it because it was good. Now, obviously, some people may notice now, and more in the this particularly in season four, I started doing more of the filming prior the day of because it's just easier to do all the sun stuff. But also, I've also in season one, you actually like it's just straight up raw. Like if there was something I said wrong, I just went with it, or just totally reset the whole video and said it. I still technically do that now, even in season four sometimes, and even in season three maybe. I've done it a few times. I do recall it may have happened a few times in season three quite a bit, and season two had it happen as well. So it's kind of weird that you could actually have an actual blooper happen around, but also having more like, random things in the background and things happening and totally not really be able to cancel out any of the noise because I didn't even have the tech for it either at the time until season four, Larry, with this nice microphone from me. So it's kind of fun to note that the seasons one is like literally the full pilot season. You'd think like, okay, it's hard to get a season done, even two seasons done, and I actually have gotten 3 seasons done. It's impressive, and I'm literally almost coming up on my 100th episode of Good Vibes, literally on my birthday, March 12th, which is literally about 8 days from now. And it's kind of like, wow, I've been doing this for so long. It's not even the 1 year anniversary yet of Good Vibes. And some people may even ask, like, why don't you have any merch? Like, the only thing I have is a shirt that my friend Soren made for me, and that's about it. And a pop socket design I did, and some other things, and I'm getting some other stuff. Like, it's just because I don't believe in making. For one, I can't afford making merch, obviously. But two is also I think I'd rather not give more back to the community. And so, like, obviously, if anyone knows anybody who could help me with merch stuff, that'd be great. But I think for now, Good Vibes is good as it is. And eventually, if I want to go down the merch line, I will. Just finding out how to do it and everything. And affording it, of course, is the big thing. So, I think what's the interesting about Good Vibes and stuff, and I think a lot of people appreciate and sort of things, is I think I get enjoyment out of it because it gives me something to do, it gets me out there, and gets me exposed. And, like, honestly, Good Vibes has that to be on interviewed itself for something. It's been mostly I'm interviewing people, and I think with me joining Special Chronicles Network when it officially does happen, it's kind of a big thing because Daniel and I are very good friends there. But also being interviewed for Good Vibes be worth doing too. So I think it's kind of fun to say that Good Vibes has been an exciting ride so far, and I think I had to kind of thank my supervisor Andre Confor, who actually does show up at the end of season 3 for the New Year special, which is the most watched episode to date according to the Facebook statistics, honestly, is I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that's the most watched, but also because I kind of actually timed it just right to actually have the episode end on the new year in 2021. And it was kind of like, yes, because 2020 was literally a dumpster fire. And we've dealt with it. And I think 2021 has been much better so far. And it's worth saying, hey, we're out the London Light. Because even if when I officially do go back to the office myself, I'm still going to do good vibes. Just be more on a different time schedule. And obviously, one person, I think some people might ask, like, do you even take time off? Like, I take sometimes, like, between season 1 and 2, like, it was maybe like a few weeks. But now I take it more like a month time off to just do, to like, between season 3 and 4, like, it was like a month off. But also, between 2 and 3, it was like the same deal, too. Just to give myself a little bit of time to relax and enjoy life. But also get things going. And actually come up with some crazy and fun Zoom backgrounds, which ends up being more of the forte in season 3 and 4. Not so much in the later part of season 2, which I will recap that next time when I do the season 2 recap. But I just want to wish you all that you've enjoyed Good Vibes, and I wish you all a wonderful time. Keep me up on Good Vibes, and I hope you all tune in for Good Vibes more often. So, obviously, this recap is an important recap because it's the first recap special done on Good Vibes. So, I just want to thank myself, but actually thank a lot of other people. Like, huh, why didn't you think of that? And like, okay, now I must do it because it's sort of like now reflecting on how the season went. And so I think I'm more thankful for those who sort of gave me an idea in a sense, but also sort of like it's worth recapping a season every so often. And so I just want to thank you all for tuning in for Good Vibes. So obviously remember to follow Good Vibes on Instagram, like and follow on Facebook, follow on my personal YouTube channel. Good Vibes may eventually get its own YouTube channel. I'm not 100% sure yet. I think keeping it on my personal is much better, honestly, at the moment, just to get people going there. And also on Spotify, where all of season 1 is. And this recap will be on there as well. And I'll be getting up season 2, 3, and 4 eventually out there along with their recaps as well. And as well as any other specials that happen. So until next time, everyone, I hope you all have a great time enjoying Good Vibes. And I hope you continue to enjoy Good Vibes. So until next time, everyone, I just want to wish you all a wonderful peace out. Double fist bump. Boom, boom. That's 4, obviously. And I just hope you all keep on doing Good Vibes. Until next time in the next season recap special one, I hope you all enjoy it. And you may actually want to notice that, yes, I'm wearing a cardigan because it kind of makes this more fun to watch. And so, thank you all again for tuning in Good Vibes. And I hope to see you more around for Good Vibes. And hope you enjoyed the ride so far. So, till next time, everyone. Bye, everyone.